Hi guys, it's Kate Dorsey. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I am currently in a parking lot in Coronado because I wanted to be able to connect with y'all and do Wellness Wednesday, but I've also got a friend in town, so we're exploring. This is my current filming situation. I don't know if I can... Look at this. Look at this beautiful view in a parking lot in Coronado. Kind of funny. I probably should have taken y'all to the beach, and I was there earlier and it was amazing, and I had such a great time, and it was really awesome to take a break and go for it. Hey Melissa, thanks for joining. So I want to talk to you guys. I'm gonna wave because I love waving. And I made you fall out of a tree because you're precariously balanced in a tree, because I am in Coronado and I was going to the beach, which is awesome. So I want to talk to you guys today about what happens when we start to give up. Hey Linda, thanks for joining. I'm loving waving. So I'm going to share something really personal. But before I do that, I want to talk to you about, is there anything that you really want? Is there something that you really desire? Is there something that you've been working really hard towards and you just can't seem to get ahead? You just can't seem to make it happen. You just can't seem to experience it. And it's really frustrating. It's so upsetting when it's just not going the way you want. It's you thought you had everything lined up, you thought you had it the way it would go really well, and yet it's not turning out how you wanted. And ultimately that's really disappointing. And a lot of times what happens when we're in that place is we're ready to give up. We're ready to just say, screw it, I'm throwing the towel in, I quit, I'm walking away, I'm done, I'm never doing this again. This isn't worth it, I actually don't care. All those things that you start to say to yourself that you're saying it to yourself because you're just in this space of it's not working and I'm giving up. And so I'm going to share with you 3 steps that you can start to use to help you get back on track. And so if there's anything that you're really wanting to experience, or if there's a goal that you've been working on, then I want you to just think, or throw it in the comment section, or if you've ever felt like giving up, just hearts and likes if you felt like giving up, because I know that that's something that's actually pretty common for a lot of people. Oh, there goes a car. Actually, you probably can't hear because I have my earbuds in, which is good because there's literally a jet airplane flying overhead, which has been circling, so I think they're doing test runs. So, have you had a goal? Have you had something that you've wanted to experience and to create, and it was really important to you? And what was that for you? And have you gotten so frustrated that you felt like giving up? So I'll share with you that as I have worked my way into coaching, I've felt like giving up before. I felt like, never mind, I don't care. I'm a successful therapist. I don't need to branch into coaching. I can just throw the towel in. No one will know. It doesn't really matter. Except the truth is, you'll know. And so it does matter because it's something that you really wanted. And we have this way of convincing ourselves that what we really wanted wasn't that important after all. And that is a thought loop that helps us start to talk our way out of something. And so it's really important to recognize that it's what you're saying to yourself that's contributing to how you're feeling. So if you're saying this isn't worth it, if you're saying I want to give up, then it's coming down to you're telling yourself a story, and you're telling yourself something that's not helping you. Hey Kat, oh my gosh, hi. Hey Christian, thanks for joining. So what I want to share with you is 3 steps you can really use to help you get back on track. So the very first is, when you feel like throwing the towel in, I'm actually going to suggest that you take a moment, that you pause, that you walk away, because you need a break. You're so far immersed in it that you can't see what's happening because you're so frustrated. That could be anything. It could be maybe you have a business goal, or it could be that there's a weight loss goal, or it could be that you were putting yourself out there to meet more friends. So there's a variety of goals, or it could be dating. You could get really frustrated with dating. So there's a variety of goals in which you might experience this I'm done, no more, F this, honestly, F this, right? I'm walking away. So the very first thing I want you to do is to take a break, because you need to get a breather. Because if you don't get a breather, you're not going to regroup, because you're standing in the space of no more, I quit, I'm done. And you can't see anything logical, because the thought loop that you have going on in your head is actually really painful, and it's making it feel worse, and it's not helpful. So you really want to take a break. So that's step 1. Take a break, walk away. I am sure some of you guys have had that with with like, maybe you were trying to apply for jobs and you're getting really frustrated, or you kept going on interview. Think of it this way, interview after interview, and you're just not getting the job. Maybe you just need to give yourself like a week off, or maybe a day off. It doesn't even have to be a week, but you just need to take a break, because you need to be able to shift that energy, because you need to be able to change the loop that's happening in your head. Because as long as you're telling yourself, this isn't working, this isn't gonna work, I should just give up, then that's the space that you're standing in. And when you take a break, you create the possibility of like opening up and moving into a new space. And in that new space, you will feel better. So the second thing I want to suggest that you do is to reach out and get support. Because when you're experiencing something and you're so tunneled in on how it's not working, hey Monique, welcome. When you're so tunneled in on how it's not working, then you need to back up and you need to get support. You need to open up to what others may hear. And I would honestly say that some of the best support comes from a coach or a therapist, because they're objective. They're not right on in this. They see things very differently than you're going to see them. And that is why coaching and therapy is so amazing and so helpful. But I would also encourage you, like even your friends, like, do you have a friend who's really real with you? Do you have a friend that can say things to you that's like, yeah, I got that, I hear you? Because sometimes a friend can come into your sphere and say, hey, have you considered this? And you're like, no, I hadn't thought of that. But you've got to be in the space of being open. And when you're in that thought loop place where you're just like telling yourself, this isn't working, I'm a failure, this sucks, I'm never gonna get this right, like I'll never lose the 20 pounds, or I'm never gonna find another job, or like it's just something that it doesn't feel good. So like anything that like you're wanting to achieve. So think of like, what's a goal that you want and that you've been struggling to get. And if you're struggling to get it, then there's a change that needs to happen. So ultimately what I'm saying is, take a break, reach out, get some support, because that will open things up for you. It will help you start to feel better. And then my third step for you is to remind yourself of the why. So this is really important. Why did you make that goal in the first place? You know, because like when you're doing that, there was something inside of you. There was something inside of you that wanted that result. And so when you can reconnect to why you wanted that, that's also really helpful. So the 3 steps are take a break, ask for support, and then reconnect to your why. So like really getting back into that space. Because if we think about it, like if you're looking for jobs, why would you be looking for jobs? Are you really happy in the job that you're in? Are you frustrated and annoyed and tired of it? If you're desiring weight loss, why is that your goal? Are you tired of how like zipping your jeans up feels uncomfortable? You hate, it's like a giant battle to get them on, and you're like, man, this doesn't feel good. Are you tired of looking in the mirror and feeling like disappointed in how you look? Or is it something like, I would like to make more money, and it's like connected to getting a different job, or connected to being willing to ask your boss for a raise? So you really want to get clear on like, why would you want that in the first place? Because that why is so important. That why is your driver behind what you're doing. It's the thing that keeps you going when things are really hard. And so my encouragement to you is to, if you're ready to quit, is number 1, take a break. Just step back, give yourself a timeout. You're just calling timeout. You're not calling quits, you're calling like pause. I'm hitting the pause button and I'm gonna give myself a moment. And then from there, what I wanna encourage you to do is to, it's so distracting to see people in the background. Hi, welcome to my Facebook Live. So, step 2 is ask for support. Reach out. Talk to somebody that you love or that cares about you and hear what they have to say. What are their ideas? What are their thoughts? And that requires a degree of openness. And then from there, it's reconnecting to why you decided to do this in the first place. So I'll share a personal story. Oh, you can't hear that. That's so funny. So like the car just started, but hopefully you can't hear it. I'm not actually sure how much you can hear in my earbuds. So I felt like quitting. I felt like, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't worth it. Like, I had a therapy business. I ran it very successfully. I truly loved working with all my clients. It was just something that brought me joy, and I enjoyed it. And then I branched into coaching, and coaching is a difficult transition. It's not as easy as you might think it is. Like everything that a coach does, all the content they create, that takes a lot of work. Like all the emails that you open, any reminders that you open, there's a lot of work. And like you pour your heart and soul into these things, like into challenges, into the summits, those free interview series. Like the people who are doing those things, they are pouring their love into them. And it is really difficult and very frustrating when it's not going, hey Ashley, welcome, when it's not going the way you want it or the way you desire it. And so you do get to a point, I got to a point where I was like, I'm done, I'm walking away, I quit, no more. I had a therapy business, I'll just reopen it. It was so easy to do and like to run because I'd done it for so long. And so my point in sharing that with you is this is really real. Like we really do get to points where like we often want to quit. And then it's really important to regroup and to give yourself a pause and to decide, what is it that why did I do this in the first place? And that's something that I will share that like I often help with my clients. Like when they're getting really frustrated, when things aren't working out for them, when they feel like I committed to working with you and I want to change this and I want to experience this, but I'm not getting these results, sometimes we have to hit the pause button. And that pause button can be one of the biggest eye-openers for you. It can be something that just feels like, okay, I'm in a better place now. And when you allowed, hey Sarah, I hope you're doing well. I miss you. So it gives you like this opportunity to just take a step back. And when you take that step back, it very much can be super encouraging to keep going. Hey Jeff, I'll see you in October for sure. I'll be back in Charleston. Right now I'm in a parking lot in Coronado. It's really beautiful. I swear, this place is gorgeous. I really should have given y'all a better view. I miss you too, Sarah. So again, you really want to look at, can I take a break? Can I just hit pause? Because taking a break doesn't mean you're quitting. Ow, something just blew into my eye. It just means that you're just hitting pause. So you're just going to hit pause. And then you're going to open up for support when you're ready for that support. So that can be in the form of a friend, in the form of a coach, in the form of a therapist. Really, there's literally something in my eye. So like that's super, like that support is really crucial because they might see something very different than what you're seeing. And that can be a real game changer for you. And so my encouragement is, if you're not working with a coach, you're not working with a therapist, please, please, please at least reach out and be honest and open with a friend, because you'll never know what they're going to say to you that you might actually need to hear. And then the other part is why? Why did you do this? So I'll share with you, like I chose to get into coaching because I wanted to have more fun with my life. Like a therapist a lot of times is like sitting back, and there's a lot of rules around therapy. There's a lot of like, and I'm not talking about ethics. I'm fully on board with ethics. I think that those are solid and should be in place. But a lot of times a therapist is almost like a blank canvas, is like, you can tell me anything. And you should be able to tell me anything, whereas a coach is really more of a partner. And I really wanted to partner more with my clients in helping them to create the changes that they want and desire in their life. And so that's one of the reasons behind the transition. Another reason is a total selfish reason. It's that I wanted portability. Like I'm on Coronado, which is a gorgeous island in San Diego, and I just was at the beach earlier. So like, yeah, that's something that's real. That's something that I can do because my business is portable. So that's another why. Like that it's like, I wanted to have freedom. I wanted to be able to live where I wanted to live. I wanted to go to the beach on a random Wednesday because I could. And like, these are things that are possible. So my point is, again, you can reconnect to your why, because your why is really what motivates you to do what you're doing. So when you're feeling like, I want to quit, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm so tired of this, and like, believe me, do I understand the level of frustration and how difficult and how upsetting that is, that it's really about take a break, hit pause, ask for support. Nobody knows what is going on if you don't open up. Nobody can help you. Nobody can step in. Nobody can support you. Nobody can give you love if you don't open up and ask for support. And then number 3, remind yourself of why you decided to do this in the first place. And that one's really big. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, please let me know. If you are watching this on a replay, totally comment. I will absolutely reach out to you. I want this to be something that you can really employ. Like, think about, how could I use what Kate is sharing in my life? What is something that I could do that would be really tremendously helpful for me? Like, what's a goal that I've been wanting to reach and that I have been struggling with and feeling like giving up on? And how can I employ these 3 skills that she just told me? Pause, support, reconnect to your why. Because that's, hey Judah, that's really super important for you. Because the truth is, you cannot fail unless you quit. It's just not possible. So when you decide to quit, you've given up. And when you give up, you will never, and I mean never, reach that goal. It's just not possible. You can't decide to quit and then expect that what you want, the weight loss or a better job or anything along those lines. You're not going to experience those things if you don't step into it and say, I'm going to keep going. So again, I really hope that this was helpful for you. If it was, or if you want any on-the-spot coaching, just go ahead and comment. I'm happy to reach out to connect and to provide you with ways to implement this. If there's anything that you're like, wow, I've been really having a difficult time reaching this goal. If you are catching this on YouTube, you can absolutely leave comments there. I'm so happy to reconnect and provide some coaching for you through that. Again, I do this live every Wednesday, not generally from a parking lot in Coronado, but that's cool. Usually from my back porch, which is super nice. This gray building leaves a little bit to be desired. The front side is real pretty, but I didn't really want to do this in the middle of the street with a lot of people walking by. Although we did already have somebody join us, so whatever. So I will see you guys live next Wednesday at 3 p.m. I'm excited to connect with you. If there's something that you want to hear about, if there's something that you're like, Kate, I'd love for you to talk about this, feel free to private message me, or if you're bold and brave, type it right in here. I'm so happy to adjust my content so that it really resonates and connects for you. So again, I'll see you guys next Wednesday at 3 p.m. All right, much love. Bye, y'all.